Hey guys, welcome to North Devon. Quick little video. So I've been challenged to see if I can get a CF Moto, stock CF Moto with stock CF Moto tyres, the CSTs, up this boggy lane here. I've been challenged by mate Francis, who rode it the other day on his KTM Enduro bike and said it was very difficult. I know it's very difficult because I've ridden it a lot of times, but he says if I manage to get through it without dragging the bike, having to drag the bike out, having to get off the bike, he'll give me 50 quid. And that 50 quid is going to go to Rich Rowe, the guy who was injured last year in the Alps. I'm raffling off a CT125 to raise money for his Can-Am to keep him back on the road. So, Francis, this is the bet he's on. I've recently cleaned it. It's recently had a service. So yeah, if I get to the end of this lane, so stick with me. It's probably about a mile long, without having to get off and drag the bike, stock tyres, stock road pressures, is going to put 50 quid in the pot. So here we go. Bear with me. It is very boggy. Now I'm going to leave traction control on this, so I'm just going to try it, because the traction control I'm found on the CF Moto is actually very good. It allows you to pick up traction and maintain drive without cutting the engine completely, like you get on a lot of more budget bikes. So I've been very impressed with the traction control. I'm not very impressed with the grip at the back. So the issue with a lane like this, good old British lane, is where to ride. Obviously we've got somebody who's been down that lane in that centre, and there's absolutely no grip there. I can tell you for that, there is absolutely no grip. So I want to stay off that centre line that other chap has made. I'm riding second gear. Okay, now we've got to be in it. Second gear. I've got one finger on the clutch. See? Okay, so that's just almost like flaming it out with traction control on, so that's not going to work. I like the CF Moto because it's got traction control disableable. Okay, let's see. It's going to be difficult to get going again. Momentum is your friend. Come on, just need to get going again. Get some momentum. I'm going to stay sat down. I'm going to paddle. There's no point risking it all at the beginning. It's a 200 kilo bike. So not the lightest, but it carries its weight well. So it's very easy at the minute. I've just got my tyres in this rut. I'm just walking my legs through it. Not a very stylish job, I've got to be honest, but you know, what's the aim of trail riding? To get to the other end in one piece. Is this bike built for this sort of lane? No, not really, of course it's not. You know, we're very sort of blessed or spoiled or punished in the UK, because trail riding through us or off-road riding, I mean this is a legal lane, it's difficult. We don't have those big vast open savannas. Don't have any traction either. You don't have those big open savannas which makes a big adventure bike shine like they do in, say, Spain or Morocco or the US or Australia, New Zealand. We have nadgery old tracks which are oddly still classed as a road, and obviously you would get stuck if you tried bringing anything down here. Okay, we're still doing alright. Not stylish, I've got to be honest, but I don't have to get off the bike yet. Got a wet bit coming up here. Okay, very wet actually. Okay. Lovely low geared this bike, so actually I'm just chugging it through. A little bit of clutch slip, but it's not wanting to stall on that throttle at 8-9 miles an hour with the clutch out. Makes it quite rideable. Coming up to the tricky bit now. Whoop. Can't see what's under that water. Wishing I'd not put an extra layer on. So I get warm, take a breath, take a moment, unzip if you need to. Might have to get glasses off, I can't see. Steaming up, 50 quid, Francis. 50 quid. Would better tyres make a big difference? Not really. You might get a little bit more grip at the back, a bit more grip at the front, but as soon as it gets boggy and mushy like this, you're never gonna overcome it. The best bike for a lane like this is a little small one. You know, I'd bring novices down here on the CT 110s and 125s, and they won't get down it very pretty, but they get down it. And you know, you'd never get a novice down here on a big bike. In fairness, I've had to rescue somebody out this lane, Adam on his Himalayan, because he just got himself stuck about here actually. Momentum, that's what it is, you know, and it's difficult with a big bike to keep momentum when you're scared of it. If you're scared of your bike, you're never going to be able to ride it very well off-road, because it's going to intimidate you. So, okay, just fighting for a little bit of grip there. This is where a knobbly would come in handy. Just spinning up on this grassy mud here. Okay, actually we're through the worst of it now. We are through the worst of it. Okay, I'm trying not to absolutely kill my paintwork either. But the issue is obviously the centre mound is mushy and wet, difficult to get onto, and then when you're on it, obviously you've got to be very precise to stay on it. Whereas picking either side offers you a lot more scope for failure. The only downside being, okay, yeah. See, I just can't get onto that centre line. Just don't have enough grip. Although I'm on it. Okay. How do you find lanes like this? Well, I use TRF. I'm a member of the TRF Trail Riders Fellowship, which has got a green, well, an OS map, digital OS map with an overlay of the legal lanes on it. So it'll show you what's legal and what's not. Obviously, the issue with green laning is it's very difficult to know before you set out what kind of lane you're going to encounter. Now, if you looked at the topography of this lane here, it wouldn't show it as being very difficult, because it's relatively straight and there's not very much incline to it. And so if you looked at it on the OS map, you go, I can do that. And then you get to about here and you think, oh dear, what do I do now? And then obviously, because you don't know the lane, you don't know whether to carry on or turn back. You don't know which is the easiest option, which is why it's always tricky to get into trail riding unless you've got somebody to show you where to ride that's suitable to your abilities. What I tend to say to people is find the owners groups, you know, CF Moto owners group, Himalayan owners group, because obviously a bike tends to attract similar riders. You know, the riders of the CF Moto will all be, there'll be variations of their abilities, but on the whole, you know, there'll be lots of novice riders buying CF Motos and riding CF Motos. And so owners' sites are very good to meet up with people who are on your level, riding wise. And that gives you somebody to go out in with. Oh yeah. Okay, it's been cleared a little bit here. Not the best, not the most exciting video, I've got to be honest. But it's a great way, yeah, of meeting up with like-minded riders who are all going to want to ride at a similar pace and different difficulties. So yeah, owners groups. TRF's good, they do some novice ride outs. You've just got to be careful though. You know, everybody's idea of novice is different. Right, that's 50 quid, Jeremy Francis. My old pal, my old mucker. Didn't get off it. Paddled a lot. I don't like paddling, but needs must. So send him a photo, post him the link to the video, and say that's 50 quid in the pot. So if anybody else wants to win a CT125, go on the link in the description. You can. It's £1 a ticket. The draw's going to be mid-January. That's to win a second-hand CT125 off my fleet, and that's that lane there. I think we did all right, to be honest. Again, what's the aim of the game with trail riding? Get back in one piece. Bring the bike back, you know. It don't have to look pretty, don't have to look stylish. And if you have to turn around, you have to turn around. Not the end of the world, but CF Moto, it continues to impress me because even when you're out your depths, when it's not in its natural terrain, it's still got forgiveness. Forgiveness because the weight's low. Forgiveness because the power is very sort of usable, manageable. You know, that throttle. There's a lot of criticism about this sort of being snatchy. It kind of is, but it's kind of not. Like on that, it's actually really precise because it's a cable operated throttle rather than a ride-by-wire. So that gives you great precision. These tyres, you know, they're not the best off-road tyres, but they're not the worst either, and they're not terrible. So, you know, I think that's an easy 50 quid, Francis, mate. All right, head back and do a bit of jet washing. Over and out. Okay, while we're out and all dirty, we may as well try Heartbreak Hill, aren't we? Let's have a go. First gear. Oh, it's got a little bit of stone here. Wait back. Whoa. Still not damned. I'm aiming for the top. Oh, I'm damned. That's really stony these days. How would I have done that better? Don't know, it's hard to say. Obviously it's quite stiff suspension, not a load of travel, so I guess you're working it around rocks, and you know, eventually your concentration lapses and you hit one, like I just did then. But did alright. It's getting it going, that's the issue. It's always the issue, getting it going. Come on. It's paddleable. That low sea type makes it paddleable. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, didn't clear it. I'm happy with that though, actually, because it was harder than it's been for a while. That obviously it's so dependent on what rocks are where.